Broadcasting from the Unshackled Studios in Melbourne. This is Will's Front, brought to you by theunshackled.net. Now here's Tim Wills.
Greg Hunt was noticed in his Instagram post on Remembrance Day. He had on his bookshelf the Great Reset book here, which I'm sure you've heard about, which the World Economic Forum is pushing, that the COVID pandemic is an excellent opportunity to reset the global order. And last week in the Federal Senate, Pauline Hanson, she proposed a motion against the Great Reset.
I ask that general notice, business notice of motion number 847 be taken as a formal motion.
Is there any objection to this motion being taken as formal? There being none, Senator Hanson.
I move the motion.
Senator Ruston.
Make a short statement.
Leave is granted for 1 minute.
The Australian Government participates in a wide variety of international fora designed to enhance collaboration and address global challenges. These fora reflect a diversity of views from governments, businesses, academia and civil society. In each of these fora, the Australian Government robustly represents Australia's position and will not be part of any communique or agreement that does not reflect Australia's values or interests. However, we reject the notion of boycotting discussions.
Senator Rice.
Short statement.
Leave is granted for 1 minute.
Thank you. The Greens are opposed to this motion, which reflects the sad, insular and fear-filled agenda of One Nation, running scared of Agenda 21 and the Illuminati and the shadowy cabals that supposedly control the world. In contrast, the Great Reset is a very modest World Economic Forum initiative aiming for cooperation amongst global stakeholders to manage the direct consequences of the COVID-19 crisis. I mean, One Nation is criticising it in response to COVID-19 because they say it would negatively impact on our economic well-being and individual freedoms. But the truth is, unless we take this pandemic seriously and cooperate globally, dying of coronavirus actually has a much more serious impact on your individual freedoms and your economic freedoms.
Question is the motion moved by Senator Hanson be agreed to. Those of that opinion say aye. The contrary, no. The noes have it. Division required. Ring the bells for 1 minute. Stop the bells. The question is the motion moved by Senator Hanson be agreed to. The ayes will pass to the right of the chair, the noes to the left of the chair. I appoint Senator Hanson, tell for the ayes, and Senator Urquhart, tell for the noes. The result of the division is ayes 2, noes 37. The matter is resolved in the negative.
Yep, so only Pauline Hanson and Malcolm Roberts voted against the Great Reset, and, well, the Greens, they've been on the record as supporting a one world government or a parliament, so we should be no surprise at what their Senator Janet Rice said there. I've got joining me now probably one of the biggest One Nation fans in Queensland, Ben Shand, the Dusty Bogan. Now,
there you go, Tim.
A host on Censored TV.
Yep, here we go, mate. I've hit the big time, Tim. Censored TV.
You have.
Love and life.
And thank God Queensland is not going to be the state that goes into to lockdown now. It's sort of South Australia's turn at the moment. But you've cracked open the beer, and there was that brief, scary moment today when it looked as if South Australians would be banned from purchasing liquor for the 6-day circuit breaker lockdown, but
it was going to go riot. That was going to go riot. As soon as it was posted, a heap of people in my Telegram chat are like, "When are we going to riot?" You know what I mean? Maybe they put out the statement and they were like, "Fuck, social media's blowing up, and people are going to have fucking not a bar of it." It could have. Maybe they should. If it happened, it probably would have been a great thing. It would have been. Was it Denmark that that did the 7 days of protests, and they were like, "Fuck you!" We would have turned into Denmark.
So that was to do with the compulsory vaccines.
Yeah.
Not
Same thing.
not-
Same thing. It's the authoritarian fucking Babylonian government, Tim. And sometimes it's like that when they go a bit too far, and we're all going to be like, "Fuck yeah!" You know, it's going to happen. The straw that breaks the camel back. It turned out to be like wheat and barley that was going to get turned into beer. Okay?
They are going to be closing in South Australia, Macca's and KFC. You're a big Macca's and KFC aficionado. That would be tough.
I've been
on
hitting the McDonald's daily deals. I've been hitting that up. I don't even know what today's daily deal is. I'll have to fucking check. Tell me you've got the McDonald's app in November, Tim. It's like if you want to eat Mac, it's November. November is McDonald's fucking month.
I do have the Macca's app, and I've got the alerts. So I'll keep an eye out for them. But though, during the lockdown here, I have developed, I will confess, as I call them, the lockdown love handles. So I actually do want that. Well, the gyms are back open now here in Victoria. You can exercise for however long you want, walk 24 hours jacked. A day if you want. Yeah.
Get jacked and buffed for the next fucking protest, Tim, and then you'll be straight on the front line, raging.
Because, that's the other thing in South Australia. The first thing they did on the Monday was banned people going to the gym and participating in community sport. Now, not even allowed to exercise as well. During our stage 4 lockdown, we were allowed 1 hour of exercise. In South Australia, no exercise at all. So even though they haven't gone with a curfew or a 5 kilometre radius in South Australia, you are essentially under house arrest, only permitted to leave to go to the supermarket. There's been a lot of you would say raging against New South Wales Premier Gladys Berejiklian and even Premier Dan Andrews for not closing the border with South Australia. Dan Andrews amazingly said on Monday, is like, "No, we've never closed any state borders. We want families to be reunited for Christmas. We want an open Australia." That was quite gobsmacking.
That's unreal. Well, I was in lockdown, Tim, because we just had our baby. And, we were in this hospital for 4 days. I swear I didn't leave this hospital room for 4 days. And after 4 days, I was like, I think I got to three days and we had some family visit. And I was like, I'm going. Said hello. I'm like, I'm going to go for a jog around the block. And I had to get out of my fucking 4 days of lockdown in a fucking hospital room for the greatest event of my life, my son being born. But I feel for these people. Like, people are heading into some fucking crazy lockdowns. And didn't they say it's only for 6 days, Tim?
Well, that's the circuit breaker lockdown, as they call it.
6 days or 666 days. You know what I mean? That's what I reckon.
Well, as us Victorians found out, a circuit breaker hotspot lockdown turned into a statewide lockdown, then a mask mandate, then a stage 4 lockdown. This is sort of, I hope that it's only 2 weeks total for South Australians, but history is not on their side. And even though they've been told not to panic, they've been out panic buying. I've put together this montage of panic buying that's been occurring in Adelaide today. I've actually used the new South Australian national anthem that Corey Bernardi has said represents the state of South Australia now. See if you can guess the new state anthem. There you go.
Jeez.
Hmm.
They need,
And-
sample. They need people like giving them samples or something. Hey mate, giving them samples, little fucking ham cheese sandwiches or something. That seemed like torture. It was like going to fucking, Disneyland, waiting an hour and a half to go on a roller coaster. But at the end of the fucking hour and a half, there's no roller coaster, Tim.
Well, they've been given less than 24 hours till this unprecedented lockdown. When we were going into our first second stage 3 lockdown, which then turned into stage 4 lockdown, Dan gave us a day and a half's notice. So we got a bit more notice, and when Dan implemented the mask mandate, which we're still suffocating under, literally, he gave us 4 days notice. South Australia were going to implement one from tomorrow, but then they realized, we don't have that many masks here because we never mandated them before. So that's why this was the thing in Victoria. There'd be like,
I'll show you my new mask, Tim. This is my new mask. I stole it from the hospital. It's like a baby swaddle.
Yeah,
with pink little dinosaurs. Purple. Where's the purple one? Purple, pink, blue, everything you could imagine, and it keeps me safe because things are getting serious, Tim, and you need to be safe.
22 cases in this cluster in South Australia.
22 cases.
Yeah, and
they should have been 24. It would have been a case of beer. Case of fucking
and their chief health officer, she said the reason that it's going to be statewide, so people all the way in Coober Pedy, mining town in rural South Australia, they're subjected to the same lockdown and face coverings as people in Adelaide. And for those of you who know the climate of Adelaide, it gets very hot there during the summer months from November onwards. They want people to wear masks in the 40-degree heat in South Australia.
Fucking good luck to them. I've never worn a mask and I never will. That's the first. I mean, only jokingly, only as a joke, I've ever worn a mask. So you had to mask up, Tim? You were like going the bottle-o, going to get your cheap Tuesday.
Are you talking about here in Melbourne?
Yeah, when you were in your full lockdown.
Oh, we've still got the mask mandate here. Well, Dan is has a mask fetish. He's said that it'll be relaxed in his next round of announcements on Sunday. He initially said masks were a part of our culture, but now he said, they won't be with us forever. So sort of softened now.
That's insane. And it's like, I seen you play before I came on, I was watching, you had the Pauline Hanson clip. Pauline Hanson in there in Parliament saying no to the, what is it? The great fucking, whatever the new
great
global,
reset by
the Babylonian fucking rebuilding the great fucking one world government of Babylon. You know what I mean? But like Pauline Hanson, she's got to be the only politician. Well, is she a politician? She's out there having a fucking say. She's the only one I trust him. She's the only one I trust out of all of them.
Yeah.
And do I really trust her? I don't know. I think she's there. At least she's stirring the pot, man.
Another slogan associated with the Great Reset is "Build Back Better." And have you heard of that? And so here's Boris Johnson with Build Back Better. The UK is facing being in lockdown by Christmas. There's Joe Biden with Build Back Better. Canada, Building Back Better. Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, Build Back Better. This is the OECD policy response to coronavirus. Build back better, and even Scott Morrison started to use it as well. It's the new normal. That's the other slogan as well. Of course, we all like the old normal.
It's fucked. It's heading down a road where it's been the best year of my life, Tim. You know what I mean? And it's hard to say. It's hard not to say that, but fuck, for a lot of people, it's been terrible. And these assholes are making it fucking worse. Not everyone's not everyone has a fucking social life that is like layers and layers of social life and family and, you know, lucky enough to have fucking managed to, you know, make a good income through all this bullshit. What happened to the fucking World Health Organization changing their direction and saying, no more lockdowns, it's not good for people's mental health, it's not good for the poor? What happened to that? The UN directive, they changed their tone. And now it's like no one's listening. Oh, everyone was listening to the UN. You know, Babylon knows, the fucking magi of Babylon know what the fuck's going on. You know?
Well, they used to just say us Victorians had Stockholm Syndrome since Dan Andrews' approval ratings have bounced back since we're open up now. But all of Australia seems to have Stockholm Syndrome and love either these restrictions or border closures. Your Premier, Anastasia Palaszczuk, got re-elected comfortably on it's quite ironic that she won a victory being tough on borders, albeit state borders, and took nearly all of her extra votes from One Nation, which this election was for open borders, albeit open borders within Australia. Mark McGowan, he's got 89% approval rating with his hard border. It's now a controlled border closure. If there was ever a quarantine breach in Western Australia where there was a cluster, you could probably guarantee that he'd probably be even worse than Dan Andrews and Stephen Marshall, and probably put ankle bracelets on all West Australians and fly drones over every street and you give you $50,000 fines if your ankle bracelet went off.
It's fucking crazy, mate. And I think, like, are we heading towards some Mark of the Beast shit? Like, are people who are not Christians, like, everyone heard of the Mark of the Beast story, even the non-Christians, and we're all like, we all love a good conspiracy theory, and it's like, these stories are coming to life, Tim, where they will chuck a fucking ankle bracelet on you to track your ass, and if you're not a good boy, you won't be able to get your fucking Centrelink payment or whatever. Like, it's all seems so real right now. And, you know, like you said, Anastasia Palaszczuk, she won in Queensland, but I'm not surprised when I'm still seeing people like in Adelaide mass buying toilet paper. Like, what the fuck is up? This is how people are so fear driven, and they just lock into this like anxiety, and they just go, oh fuck, big government save me. You know, that's it. Big government save me.
Stephen Marshall is going pretty quickly from a Liberal Premier to a dead red Premier. We're noticing here, obviously, Victoria being the communist capital, our state Labor politicians being a bit more open about their support of communists. This is state Labor MLC Sonia Terpstra. She got a new tea towel in the mail, which is one of Che Guevara, the murderous communists from Cuba and Latin America. And the quote is, if you tremble with indignation at every injustice, then you're a comrade of mine.
Didn't he like murder gay people and shit?
Yeah, he did. He was a raging bigot.
He loved it. He was just another fucking psychopath murderer. They always forget this shit until it's them with the gun pointing, blowing people's brains out. Oh, I'm doing the fucking right thing. Some sick fucking ideology that they have to justify their behavior, you know.
Now, even though, well, it's I'm not sure if we're sort of this is the second or third wave, or is South Australia South Australian outbreak? Is this the third wave, or is this their second wave?
I don't know. Is it the first wave? It's like I've been as slack as anything. I think when we went through our first lockdown, I was so flat out concreting. I was doing 6 days a week. I didn't even notice. So I missed it. I missed it all. I've been slack as fuck reading the news.
But you remember in between the first and second waves worldwide, there was all the Black Lives Matter and Antifa rioting over George Floyd's death while he was being apprehended by...
and we all thought Corona was over. At that point, we were like, yes, it's over. Thanks, George Floyd.
Though it turned into another round of cancel culture where there were, you remember in the UK and the US, they were dragging down the old statues. Here in Sydney, they vandalised Captain Cook's statue.
Captain Cook.
In Hyde Park, but then all of these woke corporations started renaming or changing their packaging because there are some snowflakes, some sensitive,
some bleeding heart, Tim. Yeah. Some do-gooder who's trying to save you, Tim, from drinking a can of Colonial Brew or whatever they've fucking changed. I wouldn't be surprised. Where's the list, Tim? Pull it out. You're a list man.
Well, there was, remember, Coon Cheese? They haven't come up with a replacement name for it yet. Eskimo Pies, the ice cream, they're now called Polar Pies. I guess, after polar bears or the polar ice caps, but they're white. You're still associating these ice creams with white things.
Should just be grey mush, Tim. Is it like a sandwich? Is it like a fucking... You get one of these fucking... What are they called? Polar...
Ice cream sandwiches. That's what
ice cream sandwiches, Tim. And they're going to be like mush, grey mush, you know? And that's what you're going to get. It'll be just... Everything will have to be dyed grey. And it'll be like toothpaste. So whatever you want. It'll be ice cream, your fucking... sandwiches, everything would just be blended up, put into like a giant grey tube, and it would just be mush. And you'd be like, thanks.
Then there was apparently it was racist to have black people on packaging, because remember the Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben's, apparently because with Aunt Jemima, the black woman, and with Uncle Ben, the black man, they were apparently drawn in colonial plantation ways. That was apparently racist. So it was actually it got so ludicrous that it was actually racist to have black people on packaging.
Powerful, isn't it?
Yeah. So according to these cultural revisionists, even though COVID is still going to kill lots of people, there's still time for this cancel culture. We had Allen's lollies this week because they got told their Redskin lollies and Chico's lollies were racist. They revealed their new names. So Redskins are now called Red Ripper and Chocos are now called Cheekies.
There you go. The old Red Ripper, mate. Get into it. We need to be sitting here just fucking eating Cheekies and Red Rippers, you know?
So as Captain Cancel pointed out to me, which of course is the alter ego of Barclay McGain, he went through a Coles supermarket and cancelled all of the racist, sexist, homophobic, whatever products there. He pointed out that Red Ripper is actually the name of a Soviet serial killer who, as the name suggested, brutally murdered and ripped things from people. so now, like when you get a packet of what used to be Redskins, now Red Ripper, you're reminded of this horrific Soviet serial killer that could trigger people who've been the victims of murder and sexual assault. What were they thinking?
It never ends, Tim. It never ends. This is the road to the grey mush. We're on the road to the grey mush, Tim, because nothing is fucking gonna be good enough. Nothing's gonna satisfy these people. As soon as they capitulate, this is you know, the same thing's gonna happen on a fucking Australia Day again when they go after the anthem or the flag or blah 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 blah. And as soon as you capitulate on one thing, and you can fucking kiss it all goodbye. Kiss your food goodbye. Kiss your flag goodbye, your anthem. If you want to capitulate, welcome to Grey Mush World, because it will never fucking end.
And now, this week, they decided to cancel Chef Pete Evans even more this week because he shared a Black Sun cartoon on his social media. It has a caterpillar with a mega cap on, saying to the Black Sun butterfly, "You've changed," and it says, "We're supposed to." And of course, the Black Sun is a symbol that's associated with the alt-right white nationalists. And somebody in the comments said, "The symbol on the butterfly is a representation of the Black Sun, lol." And he replies, "I was waiting for someone to see that." So he'd been fired by Channel 7 earlier this year. He was host of My Kitchen Rules, judge for a decade. So he was fired from that. But he was going to be hired by Channel 10 to be on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. They've cancelled him, and now his publisher, Pan Macmillan, they're going to formally sever ties with him, and Dimmicks and Big W and Kmart are taking his cookbooks on the shelf, even though they have no Black Sun COVID material in them.
It's amazing. And Peter is on Telegram. I follow his Telegram page. And he seems like a really nice guy who just wants to live a healthy life, and he keeps his mind open, and he's like looking at things subjectively, you know, and he's going, "What's going on in this world?" And you can't do that, Tim. You're a naughty boy if you do that. Now, I don't know about that post that he did or his motive behind it. I know I did see the post, and he said something like "love and peace to all" was his, you know, what he said when he posted that meme. And you're just like, the guy's he's a nice enough guy. But you know what? They can try to silence him, Tim, like you and I and all the people who have been fucking silenced and deplatformed or whatever. But we keep finding a way, Tim. And we keep creating new pathways. And, you know, if he's just he's got a big fucking following. A lot of people have followed him to Telegram. I'm sure he's got enough money to and enough, you know, he's a bit of an entrepreneur. He's going to be able to make money and keep doing what he wants to do without capitulating to the fucking PC losers.
Not surprisingly, our Uncockables partner, XYZ, David Hiscock, wrote an article, "Pete Evans did nothing wrong, then he said sorry," and also referenced a previous article that XYZ published when Pete Evans said that Magda Szubanski, given her figure, wasn't the best person to promote a public health message. She said, she appeared in one of Dan's propaganda videos saying, "The sooner we all obey the rules, the sooner this will all be over."
Damn. He's a stud. Look at him. He's a handsome old stud. How old is this bloke? Like 40? He's fit. He's handsome. He's willing to have a fucking say. He speaks his mind, what he actually believes.
Dave talks about Hero promotes healthy lifestyle, removing unnecessary toxin. He respects his elders. And, of course, Dave says, secure the existence of our people.
See, I like Pete. I follow Pete's Telegram, and he's like mindful of having a positive environment and attitude. If you follow his Telegram chat, he's very mindful of, it's not only eating right for him, it's a whole fucking holistic attitude towards life. You know what I mean? He wants to surround himself with fucking positive people. He wants to read and watch and listen to positive things. And it's like this mindset that he has. I think it's the anti government. It's the anti, I need the government to wipe my ass for me. Like, he's an independent guy. He's promoting personal responsibility. And to the point that you're so responsible for your own self, you're going to be mindful of what you're watching, what you're reading, who you're around, people's attitudes, and you're going, it's all personal responsibility for your own physical. It's not that you're like, I need to look after my mental health because I'm fragile. No, it's him. The people who understand these principles are like, I want to be powerful. I don't want to be weak. I don't want to be a loser. I want to live a powerful life. So you make decisions and you take personal responsibility. Pete doesn't need the government wiping his ass or these fucking losers. He's a self-made man. He's going to be fine.
Well, one cancellation that I'm quite happy with, because it's an arrogant prick and Labour stooge self-destructing, and that's Friendly Geordies. I'm not sure if you've come across much of his content. He used to make pop cultural videos, but lately he's become a Labour stooge, pumping out pro-Labour propaganda. He interviewed Kevin Rudd, and Kevin Rudd said that he should be treated as a serious journalist. Friendly Geordie shared Kevin Rudd's Murdoch Royal Commission petition. He's gotten into trouble recently for saying some off-color things, which, of course, well, you and I say off-color things, but we're not part of the woke SJW Labour Brigade. Recently, Friendly Geordie said the reason the Uyghur Muslims are in concentration re-education camps is because they're causing trouble. And so that made everything that China was doing okay. It sounded like by that logic. So his manager has quit due to ongoing controversies. The latest straw, his real name, Friendly Geordies, is Jordan Shanks. Latest controversy is he disrespected sacred Darug-warring trees in Victoria because the Victorian government is trying to cut some down to make way for an expansion of our Western Highway. Friendly Geordie's ranted on his podcast, which has 2 million downloads, mocking Dreamtime stories and defending the removal of trees sacred to Australia's First Nation peoples. Well, you know why he defended it? Because it was a Labor government who was doing it. So he said, after being asked, can we really be telling Aboriginal people what trees are or aren't sacred when they got their sacred land back after being displaced? Shanks says yes. He continued, it's called science. I'm sick of this shit. Before going to joke about the well-known Dreamtime story of the rainbow serpent, the giant snake sucks. It's called a carpet python. When Indigenous people were saying that's a sacred tree, not like science is science.
Because he's an empty vessel. He doesn't understand. You know, as a Christian, I do appreciate parts of Aboriginal culture or different religions and shit, how they go a bit transcendent with their thinking And the way that they fucking, who the fuck knows what was around these sacred trees, Tim? You know, who knows what happened around these sacred trees and why they had to fucking... Maybe there was some fucking serial killer psychopath who liked to be around these trees 1,000 years ago, so they had to build a fucking mad as fucking story to keep people away from there, or whatever. There would be a reason. I like the religious, spiritual nature of these things, but Geordie, he will never be able to satisfy the PC madness, Tim. You'll never. There's no point trying to keep them happy. You have to live by your values. You live by your convictions. Don't capitulate to them. I don't. I live by my values. I don't capitulate to anyone. Right? And Geordie, he'll never satisfy them. He's never going to satisfy these fucking PC losers.
Well, normally when to stop a development, something's declared a sacred Aboriginal site.
We have them in Ipswich.
Yeah, it's normally anti-development greenies,
we have fucking yowies. We have yowies
hijacking the Indigenous cultural issue. They get a few elders who have far left positions to say, no, these are sacred, you can't do this. That's
what we got going, and fucking not far from me. We have the fucking the Yowie capital of Ipswich, Tim. And it's a big land development area up at Ripley. And mate, you can't go and bull down the fucking Yowies sacred area. I fucking love it. I go down there. A few times to try fucking interview the Abos and find out about the Yowies, but whatever.
Yeah, you know? But unlike Friendly Geordies, well, we're not like Friendly Geordies hanging out with woke Kevin Rudd, Christina Keneally, Tanya Plibersbeck, and Jodie McKay. You know that Christina Keneally, she wanted Scott Morrison to explain why George Christensen went on this program last month and to make sure it never happens again. I think maybe George Christensen, he should demand how Christina Keneally landed up on a YouTube channel which is run by a guy known for racist rants, and how is Labor going to make sure that this doesn't happen again?
You're a naughty boy, Tim. You can't have politicians on your fucking on Wilm's front, mate. You know, you can't do that. You can't talk about politics every fucking second day of the week, Tim, and then go get a local politician who maybe shares some similar values to you. You know, just, you can't fucking do it, mate. Stop being a naughty boy, Tim. Like, for fuck, what do they fucking want from you, mate? Like, Geordie can have fucking Kevin Rudd on there. The K-Dog who's fucking, when he's not playing handball and fucking ripping his own balls out to play some fucking handball and sell out to the fucking UN. Yeah. You know?
Part of Friendly Geordie's serious journalism that Rudd claims that he is hiring John Barilaro's holiday home on Airbnb for $5,000 and having sex in it to apparently own him. Apparently, that's journalism. Hiring a politician you don't like's holiday home so you can have sex in it and say, "Ha, I had sex in your home."
There you go. That's the professionalism of the Can we rent fucking one of Kevin Rudd's houses out in Brisbane and throw a fucking party? We'll have a Proud Boy meet in one of Kevin Rudd's fucking Airbnb fucking rentals. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's got plenty. He's worth like millions and millions of dollars.
I would say a more politically astute stunt would be hosting a Hong Kong sovereignty and freedom party in one of Kevin Rudd's properties, because we know how much he wants us to just shut up and just go with what China
He
wants.
can speak Mandarin, Tim. He knows what they're actually saying. You know what I mean? See, we read like fucking the Communist Manifesto, but Tim, see, Kevin Rudd reads it the Mandarin version, and it's so much more better than fucking
the little red book, Mao's little red book.
yeah, he reads Mao's little red book, And I'm telling you, Tim, whenever I go out in the Brisbane city to go do a fucking censored TV interview, I'm always running into fucking Hong Kong protesters, free Hong Kong protesters, Vietnamese people who are saying, wake up Australia, don't let the fucking communists in. And I'll tell you what, now we're having Chinese people, Chinese Australians out there protesting communism in Brisbane City almost every fucking day of the week. I go in, every time I go in there, I always talk to them. I've got interviews coming up on censored TV, but the people who fucking come from these shithole communist hellholes are in my city every fucking second day doing a protest or handing out flyers or doing something saying we don't fucking want it. Time to wake up, Kevin Rudd. He wants to capitulate and speak, I can speak fucking Mandarin. And he's so fucking, he gets on so fucking well with the Chinese government, with the CCP. Well, fucking good on you, mate. Go to Brisbane City and go listen to the fucking Chinese and Vietnamese and the Hong Kong fucking students and the people out there every fucking day saying they don't want a bar of it.
Well, Brisbane is home to Drew Pavlou, the anti-Chinese communist campaigner from the University of Queensland.
That dude's sold out, bro. He's already sold out.
You reckon?
He's sold out. I bumped into him. We went to some fucking freedom rally. That wrapped up. We're heading to the bar. We seen him walking down the road with his free Hong Kong protesters. I was like, yo, how you going? And he had a school of fucking lefty feminists with him who were like,
oh, yeah,
we know who you are. We know who you are. We're not going to interview you.
He's a lefty. Yeah, he is a lefty, but he's right on the CCP issue.
Well, I don't know. I feel like maybe at the beginning he was stood.
Oh, he's always been a lefty. I mean, he's out at. I think he's been a few times to what is it? That Kangaroo Point.
I think he's trying to bang all the feminists. I think he just wants to root the feminists in. You know what I mean? He's just a young lad. He's trying to get lucky. So he's like, as long as I fucking, defend the Hong Kong people, maybe I don't, But in the process, he's like, yeah, I'll jump on a few other bandwagons and get some vegan.
Or maybe he's just principled, and he obviously we don't agree with his lefty domestic policy, but at least he's for freedom like the old left were, and he's taken on friendly Geordies over his defense of the Uyghur camps and that, and Drew's just has got as big a following as Geordies. So that's pretty much an equal match there.
Well, I hope he does well, Drew, but the fucking company he keeps is like, it's not going to lead down a good path, The company he keeps is fucking the goblins, like the empty vessels, Tim. So after, real life having a conversation with him and his posse of fucking feminists and vegans, as much as he might be a good bloke and there might be like a lot of things we agree on, I'm just a bit skeptical of the way that road he's on. It's not going in a nice place.
Well, he could end up a Green senator.
Maybe. That's probably where he'll go.
Well, we might bring it to a close now because I know that State of Origin has started between New South Wales and Queensland. Anastasia Palaszczuk, she announced a further relaxing of restrictions at the end of last week. So the third State of Origin could be a full house.
And she's a fucking goblin because the mega churches aren't allowed to be at full capacity.
Yeah.
She's a fucking lying goblin bitch. And the fearful people of Queensland who are afraid of running out of toilet paper, Tim, they voted her in again. The fucking fear porn works on the fucking empty vessels out there, Tim. The fear porn works.
We shall see when she claims that at the end of the month she and your Chief Health Officer, Dr. Jeanette Young, review the border arrangement, whether she allows us Victorians and the Sydney-siders to visit you up north, since New South Wales has gone 10 days without community transmission now.
You'll be able to come up and see me, Tim, but you might just need to get a fucking barcode tattooed to your neck, mate.
Oh, have you got the, QR codes? Do you have to use those to go into venues?
Oh, yeah. I never do it. I just go, yeah, mate. Pretend to do it and just go,
yeah.
Give me my fucking beer and I'm out of here.
Yeah. I can't believe that here in Victoria we actually have the so-called Conservatives pillaring Dan Andrews because he doesn't want to mandate QR codes, just have the paper and pen sign in. They're saying, no, Dan Andrews isn't surveilling our movements enough by mandating these QR codes to track us everywhere. And Sophie Ellsworth, who's the economics reporter for the Herald Sun, said on the weekend I saw venues with just paper and pen and not many people signing in. New South Wales is going to mandate QR codes. So basically, even though she's criticised Dan's lockdowns and economic destruction, she wants to force businesses to have this QR code system. Of course, not everyone has a smartphone. So it's and Dan Andrews has actually said that one of the things he's concerned about with a QR system is privacy. So it's one of the sort of things that he's sort of like, a broken clock is right twice a day.
He doesn't want us knowing where he's at. Dan has some filthy habits, Tim. We don't know what he's up to.
Well, we know where he was today. He was at Wangaratta visiting his mum.
Mama's boy, is that the problem?
Well, she actually, it's funny, she actually rang a talkback radio station here in Melbourne, ABC Melbourne, to say that, she was worried about his well-being. He looks tired and, give him a break. So Mummy rang up the radio to defend him.
His skin's looking green and he smells like sulphur. I'm really worried about him.
Yes. But they're reunited now. Have you also heard the rumor that his family are in your state? He claimed on Sunday that he and his wife went for a walk with masks on and admitted, yes, it's uncomfortable in the hot air. A lot of us are skeptical of that he and his wife went for a walk out in the Victorian public, because we all suspect that his family's in Queensland due to security reasons. His office has been vandalised twice. Victoria Police narrowed it down to 6 million.
Well, they're not the only fucking family from Victoria moving up here, Tim. There's fucking heaps of yous. There's heaps of people moving interstate to Queensland. And I'm already seeing, I'm on the ground, and I'm already seeing the influx of fucking people from Victoria at these protests, bro. We have an influx of lefty fuckheads moving up from Victoria to Brisbane City. It's happening.
Communism is the only virus you need to fear from a Victorian migration.
Yeah. Oh, mate. And we're the ones who are in the city every fucking chance we get, going to a protest, having a beer, trying to talk to these people, trying to be nice, trying to be friendly. But God, they have some weird ideas. They don't want to joke around. They won't sit here having a beer, joking around, having a laugh. They're like bleeding hearts. They're so fucking worried. After having my newborn baby boy, Tim, I'm starting to realize that it is the crying baby effect. See, when my little baby cries and we pick him up and we go burp him, change his nappy, feed them. Everything's all right now, Tim. And they cry and they cry and they cry, and they're so fucking annoying. You give them everything that they want because they're so annoying. And that's what these people are. They're like babies, Tim. They're like little whinging babies.
Except your son will outgrow it.
Yeah, he'll outgrow it. That's right.
Well, enjoy fatherhood and enjoy your freedom. I hope it lasts there in Queensland. You would hope that Anastasia Palaszczuk knows better than to lock down the whole of Queensland and force you to wear face nappies. But who knows?
I fucking would not be surprised. I would not be surprised, Tim.
And we'll touch on it briefly. The US Proud Boys, they were out at the Million MAGA March. Stop the steal there. Even though supposedly all the Biden supporters they're supposed to be staying at home because of the coronavirus, they were still there to attack patriots. Apparently, that's essential to go out in public and attack patriots at rallies.
Yeah, generally they only attack women, children, and elderly, Tim. But you know,
Enrique Tarrio, the chair of the Proud Boys, he's spoken on Parler about something that's in the works, Operation Ligma. You and I both know what it is, but we're sworn to secrecy.
There you go.
Yeah, but he'll be confirming Operation Ligma shortly.
Watch out. I don't even know what it is. I've been too busy with my baby. I've been slack as.
And that's how good you are at making sure you don't say.
Yeah, that's how good I am.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Thank you for joining me, Dusty.
No worries, mate.
You've also been purged again from Facebook, Instagram. There's always a new purge every couple of months.
Yep, they purged me. They demonetized me. YouTube, whatever. Who cares? Parler and Telegram's it's all we need, Tim. It's good as gold. Yeah. I mean, DLive's pretty good. There's this new. I've been looking at this new app. I don't know what it was called. I was just going to set it up. I was setting it up just before you called me. The old Rumble. Maybe that might be a goer. Might be better than BitChute. But you know what? Like I said about Pete, you know, it doesn't matter. They can cancel culture. Just never give up, people. Never fucking give up. And we're going to keep going. And we're going to build a big, beautiful fuck you to them. And we're going to be a pain in the ass forever. And more people are coming over and more people are waking up.
Because Twitter is slapping on on every tweet that is not left or mainstream media approved, that this is disputed. Yeah, a lot of most of our views are disputed by the establishment. It doesn't mean that we're wrong.
That's right. I don't even go on Twitter. I'll never go on there. I'm done with all their mainstream social medias, Tim. I don't need them. I don't want them. There's freaking green pastures on Parler and Telegram, and there'll be more better apps, and things are just looking good. It's looking good. It's looking good. You see the numbers, the followers, the upvotes, the likes, the views that people are getting on Parler and Telegram and, you know, DLive and all these alternatives, and you're like, we don't need you. We don't need you, Facebook. We don't need you, Instagram. We don't need you, Messenger. We don't need you, Twitter. We don't need any of it.
Gab is also continuing to grow, and it doesn't even have an app. The website has crashed several times this week, not because there's been a glitch or an attack, just so many more people signing up, which that's a good crash. But Andrew Torba, the CEO of Gab, is risen to every challenge.
Well done. I don't use Gab, but you know, it's the more the better. These alternatives, and it's like I feel like the thing I'm finding about the right wing commentators, it's like we manage to be content creators. Everyone's out there creating content. There's people who enjoy it. It seems that the conservative people are like monetizing it, and in a voluntary way. People are buying merch, people are donating voluntarily, you know what I mean? And we're slowly but surely, Tim, crippling the mainstream media. We're going to be crippling the established social medias, and we're on the right. I will not be surprised in 10 years' time if Parler is bigger than, is up there getting millions and millions and millions of people competitive with Facebook or Twitter.
Well, I don't think we can predict the next 10 years, let alone the next month. Hey,
I'm feeling confident. I want to have a big family. It's going to happen, and nothing's going to stop me. And I'm not going to believe in the fear porn of the fucking virus or the one world government or all that bullshit. Go out there, live your lives filled with pride and love, and go out there, find a fucking woman or a husband or a wife, whatever you want, and create a family and get on with it. Let's keep building ourselves up. Let's keep building our nations. And the future is bright. Just stop listening to the fucking fear porn of these fucking loser politicians and these loser mainstream media cowards. They're cowards, Tim. They're cowards towards life. They don't look at a challenge and go, I can overcome this. I can create a new opportunity. I can solve this problem. They sell fear porn to you, and people give up their sovereignty.
Premier, like Premier Stephen Marshmallow putting South Australia under martial law.
Thanks for tuning in to Wilmsfront. Visit timwilms.com or Rational Rise TV to view the archive of episodes. And keep visiting theunshackled.net to view all our shows and to keep up with the latest real news and analysis.